All right, welcome back. We're still in our 5-year celebration, Tarqaron.
Yes, we are. We watched a film, Brother Wheelspin's Designation. And that film was Mission Impossible, the original, starring Tom Cruise.
That's right.
1995, 6 films?
1996.
1996, okay.
My birth year.
Oh, okay, so that's how you remember. Good way to remember, I guess. So
what we always do in the beginning of every review, we brought our paddles in person for a gut check. We're going to write a score, what we're feeling right now, and after the review, we'll lock in our score. If it stays the same, it might change, it might not.
we'll have to figure it out, I guess, as it goes on. So here we go. This is the first one in person, so it's we gotta kind of.
I'm a little nervous. All right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Cool. Right on.
I thought it was pretty chill.
Yeah,
I thought it was a good vibe.
It was a good movie. I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as I remembered enjoying it back, because I watched it a very long time ago. Like, it was pretty much a whole new movie for me. I remembered like the last face mask thing. That's the one I remember. Like, I just remember that really well. And then I remembered kind of the sequence where Tom Cruise, I'm just gonna call him Tom Cruise for the remainder of this review, where Tom Cruise basically, like, he has that like recollection where he realizes kind of the twist that happens or something.
Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hunt. There you go. Okay, maybe I'll call him Ethan Hunt from now on.
I don't
So
know
Tom
any of the other
Cruise.
names, though.
What's that?
I don't know any other names.
Well, there was like Jim something or the other that was what John Voight played. His name was Jim something or the other. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah. So I remember like something with that, but I didn't remember exactly. I couldn't remember any of the specifics of the film. So, but it was really exciting. I mean, I think the action sequences are really fun. I thought
Right over the top. Yeah.
extremely over the top. I've never seen the original like 60s, 70s program before. I've never seen the TV show, so I don't know. From my kind of very little I know about it, I think it was like very like over the top sort of like fantasy stuff. I mean, as much as you could do on TV at the time, but obviously with the larger budget, they were able to kind of do a lot more, like a freaking helicopter getting strung along by a train in through a tunnel. They could do stuff like that. So
Yeah, and it's like, I got a mission for you. Bam, 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 bam.
yeah, well, that's
the theme
the
comes in so hard.
that freaking theme does come in really hard at the end, and also
pretty
just repeatedly throughout the film. Actually, it comes
Pretty
in
great.
pretty hard every time it's in there.
You're not exactly taking the movie as it's not like a serious drama here. It's kind of got some natural cheesiness to it baked in, but
It does. I think the thing that was sort of holding me back a little bit for it was that just like I didn't really care about almost anyone. Like I wanted more. I felt like I didn't get to know anyone particularly. I just kind of got like he's the leader. Like we're almost supposed to. Maybe we're supposed to have some attachment to the original series or something, because I think they are all the characters, or at least based around the characters. I know the chief, the Jim, whatever his name was like an old character from the original TV show, because I read that the actor who originally played him saw the movie and he hated it. He was like, I can't believe they did this. He thought it was so disgusting.
I can't believe they've done this.
Yeah, basically, because he betrays everyone. So he was like, I can't believe they did that.
Oh, no.
He was so offended by it. Like, I think all the original cast basically hated the film.
Uh-oh, wow, okay.
Contemporary reviews didn't like it because of how convoluted the plot was. But I was like,
I mean, yeah.
it is convoluted, but I could follow it pretty well. I don't know, maybe it's just like the 90s. They didn't do the
Well, it's like
complicated plots or something, or
the only way I'm able to review movies or enjoy movies like this is to not take them as seriously. You take it fully seriously, I'm like, what is going? It is like just twists. The freaking face masks are really just something else. It's like, wow, that's very impressive.
Something else.
Very impressive face mask. Pull off the actual actor's face. Like,
yeah, it's kind of great.
It's like, wow, I can't imagine actually in the real world how they designed such an amazing face mask. It's like, perfect, but
The same way they made all the other stuff, like self-destructing tapes and things like that.
Yeah.
That's
And like, yeah, he's like hanging on to helicopters and on the side of a train. But yeah, it's one of those more mindless, fun movies to me, and I kind of like it for the over the top nature of it. But it is like, yeah, it's almost like a heist movie where it's like, actually, it was this person all along. No, it was this person. Whoa, twist on twist. And
yeah, I almost kind of wish that, because like the reveal happens for it, like there's still like a half hour of the movie left when you find out that Jon Voight's character was behind it the whole time. I almost wish that was like that reveal had come later, because the only twist that happens towards the end on the train is that you find out his wife was also in on it the whole time.
Dude. Yeah, someone else is always going to be in on it at the end of the day.
So they're the mole. No, they're the mole. It's in on everything, but I really like the middle part, the middle heist, the assembling the team of like ne'er-do-wells, and as they're breaking into the CIA. I think that's the best part of the whole movie. I think is all that stuff.
I mean, it's like don't make a sound, and it's like actually just silent.
Yeah.
For like considerable time.
Yeah, that very, very fun sequences, very exciting sequences. I do wish that we'd gotten into just knowing Ethan Hunt like a little more as more than just I am secret agent man. That was kind of his whole character, was just like, I am the good guy.
See, that's my thing. I don't know if you said you don't have an emotional connection with it. I don't know if they wanted you to have it or not.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
To me, I'm like,
it's just kind of fluff.
That's happening, you know.
It's kind of fluff. But Brian De Palma, the director, though, I don't know who wrote this movie, but I know he had done. He directed Carrie, like back in the 70s. What was the film he did right before this? It was something like. Oh, okay. Like he did something like right before this that kind of like surprised me. I think it was Carlito's Way. So there are like. So he knows what to do with when it comes to like connecting with characters, different people. But so I don't know. I thought that was kind of odd. But again, that might have nothing to do with him. It might just be whoever wrote it. I don't know who wrote the screenplay. So, but
because in the beginning is kind of, you're supposed to be like, oh, he's a lone survivor of his crew type thing. So you're supposed to feel sympathy for him for that.
Because he's getting set up by somebody.
Then it quickly turns into like, you know, all these different schemes and stuff happens. Like, give me $10 million for this, and, you know, it's like.
Yeah, kind of like what's his play? Because it looks like he's almost going to be selling them out, but maybe he's using it to get deeper and figure out who's double crossing him, or you know, necessarily. Because he doesn't ever come out and be like, I'm doing this for wholesome reasons. It's kind of like, oh, maybe he's like trying to get back at the MI people in some way. I don't know, but no. At the end of the day, he's doing it so he could try to track the mole down, which he does eventually find out was his boss the whole time.
It's classically double cross on double cross. And, but in the beginning, it was like you think it's just when Jim tells him to abandon. What did he say?
Abort.
And of course,
like, no.
there's like, no, I'm not.
I can't do that.
Yeah. But then it goes from like a simple little like thing gone wrong to like, oh, the scheme's bigger than you think. It's bigger and bigger. Plot twists. They definitely depend on the big plot twists of it to really drive it. But I was here for it. It was fun. I actually don't really watch many action movies now that I think of it. You know, the over-the-top action movies.
It's fun. And this one, compared to where I know the series goes just based on like ads, this feels very like kind of quaint in its own way. Like this feels very restrained.
There's crazy.
There's sequences where like planes are taking off and Tom Cruise, like he's famously likes to do a lot of his own stunts.
Yeah.
Was just on the outside of a plane as it's taking off. They had it in the trailer. I was like, that man's crazy. He's actually insane. So yeah, so I know it goes kind of a lot of different.
It's like Fast and the Furious.
Kind of, yeah. I think so. I think
even though this one is already kind of over the top, though. You know,
it is. But it's interesting because the films, I think these movies have only kind of been reviewed better and better over time. Because this is sort of has polarizing reviews. I think it has like 66% on Rotten Tomatoes or something. The next one's even worse. I think Mission Impossible 3 is a little bit higher than this one. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it's all like really positive. It's all like 90s and stuff. So like people really love. Really? I don't know if the world wasn't ready for Mission Impossible or what exactly it was.
It really gets good at Mission Impossible 4.
That's the thing. That you never expect that. Most of these series get worse as time goes on, right? But no, my brother stands by the later Mission Impossible films, so he says they're really, really good. So
I would be curious to watch them, see.
I would too.
Where it goes.
I would like to see them. So
and not exactly like be stressing over the finer details, just
enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
It is kind of like it does sort of harken back to the 90s were like a time for a lot of thrill ride movies. Or like popcorn movies, as some people call them. Like I think of there's like some famous interviews with when they made the '90s Godzilla film, which is trash. But they're like, oh, they're just popcorn movies. We don't need to make anything. And it's like, but at the same time, I do want an emotional connection, at least a little bit, with some of the characters. That's why I wanted to like Ethan Hunt more than I did. That was the kind of only thing that was throwing me, because like I'm pretty much in the same ballpark for you. That's the only reason I think I docked the point, because I was sort of running an 8, but I was like, well, yeah,
I'm not 100% sure. Like over time, I'll feel about it more, but yeah, it's kind of one of those movies where you sit there and things happen at you.
It is very like, it is not character based. It is very, despite the fact that characters are like double crossing and stuff. It's a very like action. It's a very plot focused, like set piece focused story for sure.
The soundtrack isn't meant to be like an emotional like ebbs and flows. It'll just punch you with the theme song like. Bow, 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 bow.
It literally feels like it is punching.
Like, this is time for the gang to come together. He's gonna do his mission thing. It's
good stuff though.
It is good. It's iconic.
Yeah. So.
The fact that I just know that theme, like. I already knew that theme by heart.
I mean, it's a classic. I mean, it does go back to when the TV series was on, but it stood the test of time. It's not just like it didn't just stay there. Like they did keep it going, and these movies were making money because even though they didn't review particularly like great, people were still going out to watch them and still having a good time. So
Anything else?
But there's really honestly not all that much to say about the movie. I mean, other than it's fun. I don't know. It's a fun little ride.
The characters on an individual level aren't that interesting.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
it's just like this guy is this role. And there's just like a couple women.
It's the hacker. He gets killed, and then
like wife.
The wife.
Like
wife.
You're not really invested in any of them.
Yeah.
You know, you're only kind of invested in Ethan for how the thing was set up in the beginning, where it's like almost bamboozled.
I like Luther. I like him. He's the character I like. The black guy who is like he kind of met with. He was sort of the guy that was like loyal to him at towards the end. So I like him. They had a good kind of rapport, but
there's not really depth there.
Yeah, there's still not depth.
I like the vibe, you know.
I'm assuming he probably comes back in the second one if I had to guess.
Maybe.
But
yeah,
I know Simon Pegg shows up in the later ones though. Simon Pegg's in those. So I think starting with 4 and I think all the way through, I think he might be in. But I don't know that for sure. I just know he's in some of the later ones.
All right, we want to do our final score.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's go for it.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
It was good though.
I thought it'd be funny if we
switched. Yeah, I was actually thinking doing that just to be funny, but yeah, no, it's good. I had a good time. It's easily I would watch it again. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it makes more sense as a 7.5 to be safe, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, 8. We've had some like fairly simple 8 movies, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, I give it an 8 kind of thing.
Right.
But if there's like not much to really sink your teeth into, at the end of the day, it's like, well,
I mean, this is one
7.5. I mean, that's great. I mean, that's our approval right there.
One of the shortest reviews we've ever really done, I think. I mean, because there's not much to say. So maybe one of the other wheel spins would have been more interesting. But
We could have gotten probably an hour-long review on the Disney holiday
Disney
sing-along.
holiday sing-along. It's like, okay,
Really
so they
breaking
went
it down.
through. They went through.
Like, wow, this fucking part was so hype where the
Once upon-
letters start jumping up.
Once upon a dream, they changed all the colors around to match the environment. It was amazing.
Yeah. It is one of those. It's a solid chance time pick. I mean,
Yeah. We didn't.
7.5 is a high bar.
Yeah, that's pretty high bar for chance time. It's true. So we ended up.
It's up there, probably top 3 chance time movies.
It probably is. We were relatively unscathed by that. Weirdly enough.
Yeah.
So. All right.
That's a Tarqaron
Cool.
score of 7.5.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
Tarqaron's seal of approval.
Man,
right
it
there.
is right there for sure. So
Yeah.
cool stuff.
Well, if you enjoyed, why don't you go check out our review of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, check it out.
All right, that one might be just a little notch above Mission
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah, just
Right
a
there.
step above.
We're right there, though. If you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment below, and if you do, we'll read it in the next episode of the Tarqaron podcast. And go below for our social media, hit the notification bell, and take care of yourself, all right?
Yeah.